Catch a Vibe with Big Hass, only on Pulse 95.
Assalamu alaikum, peace and love, and welcome to another episode of Catch a Vibe. It's actually our 11th episode. Big Hass right here, and Catch a Vibe is actually Pulse's first music dedicated radio show. I've been dreaming about a show like this, and I want to say thank you to all the support you guys have been showing me for the past episodes, and it's an honor to do this. I don't think it's a duty. Today's guest, and as you guys are accustomed right now, I have like a small intro every time I introduce a guest, but today's guest is truly special. You're going to hear me say that a lot, but it's truly, truly special because she was able to impact me, I think, from the first video I've seen of her. That's one. Two, the amount of work that she's able to do and how she was able to do it, and the authenticity and what she's able to carry with her is incredible. She's an amazing, soprano, singer, amazing human, all these things. But I think what's incredible about our guest is how she was able to find, inspiration, and this is what we want to do on this show. What inspires artists, what challenges artists, what are the things they have to go through, and how do they discover their own voice as well. With all these things, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to make some noise for the incredible my sister Reemaz. We're gonna say salam alaikum.
Salam alaikum. So good to be here, Hass. So
Hi.
good to see you.
How you doing? It's an honor. I gotta ask a technical question first.
Definitely.
So, is Reemaz Oqbi wala Aqbi wala what is it exactly? How do you do? Yeah.
Reemaz Oqbi.
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 Khalas,
That's it.
Put that on the record. Reemaz Oqbi.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, sis. You are incredible.
Bless you. So good to see you.
Blessed.
Good to see you.
It's
good
an
to
honor.
Be here.
Wallahi, it's my honor. Okay. I know for a fact that your mother kind of inspired you to get into this, music.
Definitely.
Tell me the story about how that kind of folded.
Definitely. I mean, to put it in kind of like a broader sense, the reason why I even started music was kind of a coincidence, really.
Okay.
I grew up in the States, in the good state of California.
No way.
Yeah.
All right, Cali. Okay.
And my parents were there to study. They were doing their bachelor's, master's, PhDs, blah, blah. And when I was in the third grade, it turns out that their class time coincided with the time they should have picked me up from school. And I went to an arts magnet public school. And then it was just this debacle of, okay, she needs to go home, but we're an hour away. What do? Put her in an after-school program.
SubhanAllah.
I know.
This is insane. Okay.
And it was like sports was full, reading club was full, and it was like, oh, she can learn music. And my mom was like, great, music. I mean, I love music. Sure, go ahead. True story.
Oh, wow.
Complete coincidence. And I just took it and I ran with it. And here I am about 18 years later. And I'm kind of still on the same boat, and definitely found a major love for it and a lot of support for it. So it's great.
This is amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
But what was it about it? Okay, so you got into it kind of by coincidence.
Definitely.
But then you kind of fell in love with it.
Oh, absolutely.
What was the spark? What made you fall in love with it?
Honestly, you're going to hear a lot of artists nowadays, in the past, whatever, talk to you about this passion for music and passion for the art and passion for what you do and the da-da-da-da. For me, it's simpler than that. It was passion for community. I love the community. I made the best friends I've ever made in my life, and I've made the best memories I've ever made in my life while doing something that I loved. So for me, really, what drew me in and kept me going was, wow, I have this amazing community of artists globally, not just wherever I was at the time.
Because of music.
Because of music. And that kind of was the thing that pushed me forward. And obviously, among that, I realized I had a knack for it and I loved it. So, but yeah, it was really the community of it, definitely.
Wow. I love that you said that. I connected with that a lot because, I'm into hip hop a lot. So that it's the same thing. Hip hop has connected me with a lot of people throughout the world. When you said you have a kind of knack for it, how did you kind of discover that? Like what was the process to discover that?
Yeah. I think it's also important, for me at least, when I quantify myself as what kind of musician I am, I always say I am an instrumentalist and a singer at once. I love to play the flute. I play the flute. I played in marching band and jazz bands. I did mariachi for a little bit.
What?
Yeah. All kinds of things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Choir and everything. So I did the instrument and the singing all together at once. and I think when I say I had a knack for it,
Yeah.
I mean that I really think I had a knack for developing both things together at the same time. And, you know, I realized later on that I do have a unique voice and that I had something that could be nurtured and honed into expertise. And here we are, still honing and still learning and
100%.
still doing it.
I love that. This is you a bit singing. This is old, but. Yeah, see, like you take us somewhere. So I want you to explain to us exactly, because is it soprano? Is that the right word? Soprano opera? Like how does explain to me
Definitely.
like the kind exactly?
Definitely. So right now at this point in my career and in my journey, I do qualify, and I qualify myself as an opera singer.
Opera
and my
singer.
voice type is soprano.
Soprano. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Now I get it.
So I am a soprano opera singer.
Yeah.
And what we just listened to is an example of an aria or a small piece that was written by Puccini, I believe, for a soprano voice.
Yeah.
So
Give me an example of a soprano voice that we know, for example. Like
oh,
you know,
gosh.
of course, other than Reemaz, you know.
I mean, in the mainstream kind of aspect, you can think of
Like
it like
Andrea Bocelli is what?
Andrea Bocelli is a tenor, which
Tenor,
is the
that's the one.
yeah,
Okay,
which
yeah.
is the male voice type. For males, we've got tenor and basses. For women, we've got sopranos and altos.
Got
if
it.
we want to kind of look at it in the mainstream a little bit, just to make it a little bit more applicable,
Yeah.
you can think about it like Mariah Carey is a soprano
Yeah.
and Beyonce's an alto.
Yeah,
kind of
got
like
it.
that.
Got it.
But in the classical sense, I mean, you've got a lot of great sopranos in history. Renee Calla, Montserrat Caballé. I mean, there was a lot of beautiful women that were and still are sopranos, altos, and
And Reemaz Oqbi, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm gonna take you back a little bit. You're not gonna see this coming, but
yeah, so right. God. What?
yeah, she's thinking.
Oh my God! Shout out Hamza Al Salim.
Shout out Hamza Salim.
Shout out Hamza Al Salim, my good friend.
A beating heart.
This is one of my favorite things that I've ever done in my life. I love this.
I love this too. You remember we played it. I played it on the radio.
Yeah.
And I think I listened to this song a lot, or believe it or not. So shout out to Hamza Salim. Shout out to you.
Shout out Hamza Salim.
This is a record. Obviously, he produced this
Yes.
record, and you were on it.
I'll tell you.
Tell me the story
really
of this.
Funny story
Yeah.
of this, and just to kind of brag a little bit about the community that I was talking about. Hamza Salim is one of those people that I've encountered in the community, and what you're listening to right now, he jigsawed all of this like a puzzle. I listened to the final song, and I was like, where did you even get all of this? I sent him kind of a unrelated sample
Wow.
of my voice, a cappella, no backing tracks, no nothing. He just gave me a key, C sharp minor or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I sang like a scale, improvised a little bit, and he created this out of nowhere. So
It's
people like that are why I do this.
It's beautiful.
So,
And I want to say something, because there's in hip hop specifically, we have this debate. There's a difference between a producer and a beat maker.
yeah,
This
definitely.
guy seems like a producer.
Absolutely.
More like directing how
Absolutely.
the whole record is sounding like. And like you
Absolutely.
said, how you sent it to him. When you when you received the last draft, were you shocked to hear
Oh my God. I called him and I was like, what is this, bro? Like, where did you even come up with all of this? So yeah, I mean, it's been great to watch this guy evolve and grow. I've known him for years, and I think he's gone from singer to beat maker to producer, and I can't wait to see what he does next because, I mean,
Yeah.
there it is.
what does this song kind of mean to you? And we're gonna get into that later. But the fact that with Reemaz, we still don't have a kind of a. Do you have anything original like for you
Yeah.
on that? You're still on that. You're doing you're mashallah rocking stages. You're representing Saudi Arabia.
Definitely.
You're doing a lot of things. Where does this rank in the things that you've done?
This song specifically, I think, was more of a passion project for me
okay.
rather than a career
Gotcha.
milestone,
Gotcha.
right? The priority might have been different for Hamza, but for me, I was just excited to do something with a friend.
Yeah.
Like that was the aspect
you
of it.
Experimented with
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
This also, I should say, happened over COVID. I was in Saudi
Correct.
and he was here.
Correct. Yeah.
So we had no physical contact, me and him, while all of this was happening. It was just kind of like botched up little jigsaw voice notes that we sent each other back and forth, and then this happened. And that's what I mean when I say this is why I do what I do. So this was more so a passion project, and definitely something that I want to do going forward. But to answer your question about original works, and I don't have anything that is mine at this point.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Definitely not. And I think that there's
but
a
the
few
world is
reasons.
but the world is about to bam with Reemaz Oqbi
I
releases
hope
things.
so.
But
When
I hear
I'm
you.
ready,
Yeah.
when I'm ready. I think there's a few reasons. I think I'm still definitely on a path to learn more. I think I still have so much to do and so much to acquire in terms of just knowledge about music in specific, but singing in general.
No, I gotta say, we're definitely gonna talk about that. But you're very humble because, mashallah, when you take the stage and perform, you definitely take the audience on a trip and a journey. And mashallah
Thank
alayki,
you so
you have such a humble personality yourself. And I think this is kind of, they're like a lot of check marks right there. You can see it. Very talented at what she does. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Saudi Soprano Opera Singer. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Now I learned something. Okay, this was great. With us right here on Pulse 95 Radio, Catch a Vibe. We're going to be right back. I'm leaving you with this record by Omale. I'm not sure if you know this record, but he's an amazing Nigerian singer. The song is called So So. We're going to hear this and be right back with Reemaz Oqbi, who is definitely one of my favorite people. You guys definitely go check her out. And it's an honor to have her right here in the studio. Keep it locked. We're going to be right back. It's Pulse 95.
Catch a Vibe with Big Hass. Only on Pulse. Pulse 95.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back right here at Catch a Vibe, Pulse 95 Radio. It's a show that airs every Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 10 p.m. It's a new show. It's actually our 11th episode. And with me is none other than the amazing Reemaz Oqbi. Gotta make some noise for the sister right here. Yeah. Reemaz, I'm gonna go south again.
Sure.
So prepare for that.
All right.
So I happen to believe that we as Arabs have our own culture, our own, of course, beautiful culture, the rich culture, that we don't need any validation from the West. And I know that you believe
Absolutely.
the same thing.
Absolutely.
So when we hear this record,
Asmahan, of course.
so
Layan and Uns. Yeah.
and I heard you one time talking about explaining a little bit about, when people talk about opera, they mention all these Western names.
Exactly.
And you dropped her name.
Exactly.
You said, okay, let me get it closer to you.
Absolutely.
We had Asmahan, and consider it a little bit if you want to, obviously. Explain to me more about that.
So what you said in the beginning about not needing Western validation is exactly the kind of thing I'm working to deconstruct right now,
Ooh.
either within my immediate community or within just myself. I grew up in the West. I spent 15 years of my formative years in the West. So I still definitely have a lot of that internally. But when I bring up people like Asmahan, I mean it. I mean, we can't just look at, okay, who are the big opera superstars, Andrea Bocelli, Pavarotti, whoever,
And not mention her.
And not mention her and so many other people. She has a song called Yatuyur, if you don't know it.
Oh, God.
It is one of the most just incredibly complex pieces of music I have ever come across. I tried to sing it a few years ago on a stage during a concert.
Really?
And I really was only able to do the first two parts because of how just complex it is. Like, it needs a year of study just for this one song. And she does opera. What is opera if not a specific register of voice and a specific style of singing? And she does that.
Yeah.
So we can't take away
Correct.
from people like Asmahan.
It's a great record.
Exactly.
Oof.
Yeah. And the range on this woman is incredible. The range is crazy.
I'd love to hear, young people like you talk about our music in that way. And I think my next question would be this: don't you think what you do is also making young people kind of appreciate this art more? Because right? It's a
That's the
responsibility
hope.
somehow to
That's the hope, definitely. And I mean, I can't call myself a patron of Arabic music. I can't. I don't have the experience. My experience isn't
you're an ambassador.
predominantly, hopefully,
Yeah.
my experience is predominantly Western, but I cannot devoid the experience I had in Western music, but with my Arab identity. At the end of the day, I am an Arab woman who listens to Arabic music, who appreciates Arabic music, who studies Arabic music, and I can't bring myself to separate the two. So what I will say is
I love that you said that.
Exactly. What I will say is that I think it is my responsibility, and people like me, it's our duty to bring back that spark and the appreciation for the classism that we have and the classist talent.
The
that we have.
richness.
The richness. And
Really?
not just always look somewhere else and forget the beautiful, deep culture and history that we have.
You believe
with
in
art.
that?
Absolutely.
That's crazy. What
Absolutely.
did that also kind of grow up with you, or was there a spark, like with your family, with you? How did you get that vibe, like that? Because a lot of people don't have it, by the way.
Yeah. I'll bring it back to the same concept, and I will die on this hill, Has. Community. I showed up to the UAE. I met a bunch of Arabic style musicians, oud players, nai players, qanoon singers, percussionists, and some of these people are still some of my best friends to this day. And I remember sitting there at one point and watching them perform and being at awe at what I was feeling and seeing. And what I think we have that is so special that Western music doesn't have, in a traditional sense, I will say, this concept of tarab or ecstasy,
Yes.
I guess, if I can use that
I
word.
love that.
Kind of like euphoria when it comes to
You're
music.
dropping jewels right here on. I swear to God. Yes.
Like we get to a point in the song when it reaches a peak or a climax or whatever, and we have this feeling of tarab, of euphoria. That's too special to ignore, guys. That's what I'm saying. Like that's where I am.
Wow.
So
I love that you said that.
I'll bring it back again to community. I mean, that's kind of why I believe what I believe. It's just because of the people around me, definitely.
Wow. You said you listen to Arabic music. If you want to get into your MP3 player or streaming platform player, whatever it is, who are the kind of artists that Reemaz Oqbi listens to? Like, I'd love to know.
Embarrassing. I
Maybe
would
like a
never
Kanye West.
trust. I would never trust anybody with my Spotify playlist.
Look, give me like 2-3 names. I'd like to know that your vibe.
So, all of the genres ever. I know so much Kulthum just because I grew up hearing it. I have a lot of it memorized.
What's your
in
favorite
a
record?
sense. Kulthum, oh my God.
Yeah,
Right now,
there's a lot. I know.
Barid Annak definitely is one of my favorite
Oh.
songs just ever. I think it will die like that. I listen to a lot of Warda, Asmahan,
What?
Abd al-Halim.
Warda.
Yeah, all of this is because of my mom. And Mama,
Bless
if you're
her.
watching,
Bless
bless
her.
you.
Yeah, that's your camera.
And then on the Western side, I listen to so much hip hop.
Really?
Yeah. I listen to country. I love country.
Wow.
I listen to a lot of hip hop. Just kind of, again, but from where I grew up, did the influence and
Yes.
had that kind of.
That's
yeah.
okay. So you dropped some legends right there. Well, what about from the newbies, like Arabic wise?
Absolutely.
Anyone that you like?
Absolutely. Hussein al-Jasmi.
Oh wow,
I love Hussein al-Jasmi so much. I love Rashid.
he's so Rashid.
Rashid al-Majid.
Is he your favorite
Majid.
Saudi singer? Because I know we're
Gosh.
gonna get controversial right now.
I
'cause-
know. I'm going to get really controversial. I mean, I guess from the
Rashid
more
is,
mainstream artists right now, Rashid al-Majid will always have my heart.
Allah.
I love his music.
Yeah.
I was just
You-
listening to stuff on
You
the
ever
way
met
here,
Rashid
actually.
al-Majid?
No, but please, I hope so someday.
Yeah, Rashid al-Majid. If you're listening somehow.
If you're listening,
يعطيك
would love to
العافية.
meet.
Well, in your opinion, because he's also one of my favorites.
Definitely.
I know for me, I'm gonna bring it back to like Talal Maddah. I think I love Talal Maddah. But
Yeah.
Rashid al-Majid
Yes.
has a special
Yeah.
place in
Yeah.
my heart, and I think a lot of Saudis.
Yeah, and you and I are both from the Hijaz region, so
yes,
we
yes.
have a lot of
Yeah.
respect for Hijazi artists,
Yeah.
Joe Abadi and Talal
Oh.
Maddah and all those people. So definitely, no, I'm right there with you.
Man, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break, but then after that, I want to talk to Reemaz about the historic things that she was able to do, whether at Expo, whether at the Firdaus Orchestra, whether at, rocking, what was that, Mexico? How many people were there, fam?
10,000.
10,000 people.
Yeah.
with the Music Commission of Saudi Arabia. There's a lot of things that she's doing, and I personally want to be her microphone. Like seriously, I gotta be like we gotta amplify this woman's voice. We gotta amplify everything that she does because I think what she's doing is incredible, and she has the mindset to take us as Arabs and the Arab music to really another step. I'm not blowing it up. This is seriously how I personally see it. We're going to be right back, keeping it locked right here on Pulse 95 Radio.
Catch a vibe with Big Hass, only on Pulse 95.
Catch a vibe with me, Big Hass, right here. We are back. We have a special guest in the studio. Her name is Reemaz Oqbi. She's a Saudi, soprano, opera singer and instrumentalist. But I think, in my opinion, the way she impacted, because she's an amazing human being, as somebody who has the mindset to really take us, further. One of the things, Reemaz, again, I want to say thank you for joining us again.
Thank you for having me.
One of the things that really inspires me about you is the amount of work that you're able to do. And I want to highlight here a couple of things, or maybe 3 things that you were able to do. And please feel free to highlight things that I don't mention even. The Firdaus Orchestra has been, I think, monumental for us in the region.
Absolutely.
I want you to tell me, how did that... Obviously, Firdaus Orchestra it's an all-women lineup, and the main composer and the main guy is legendary producer, composer, legend,
Yes.
A.R. Rahman.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Legend. So I want you to tell me, how did Reemaz and Firdaus connect?
Yeah. Coincidence again.
Nice. Your middle name is coincidence
A
then.
lot of coincidences. But no, I mean, I had a friend that reached out and, just kind of said to me a little bit before COVID happened. And it was, we're building this orchestra.
Yeah.
It would be great if you auditioned, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really think about it just because, unfortunately still in this region, just at large, we do have a lot of projects that rear their
Initiate
head
and
and
nothing
then they
happens.
disappear.
Correct.
Yeah. I kind of thought that this was going to be the same thing, really. Sent in my audition tape, sent in a little, blurb about myself or whatever. And then a few months later, it was like, okay, please join the Zoom meeting for your second round of auditions.
Amazing.
And I turned on the Zoom meeting, and I saw in front of me May Sakara, who is...
May Sakara,
yeah,
of course.
who's,
Shout out to her.
Shout out
Yeah,
May
big
Sakara,
shout out
obviously.
to her. Yeah.
And then one of my inspirations in life, this man called Laith Siddiqui, who is a Jordanian Iraqi violin sharqi player.
Laith Siddiqui.
Laith Siddiqui.
Shout out to him.
And I've known this guy and worshipped the way he plays his
Wow.
violin for a long time.
But you never met.
No, of course not.
Wow.
Turned on the Zoom meeting and I was like, I saw these 2 people in front of me and I was like, oh, okay, this is serious.
Okay.
This is big fish. Okay.
Okay.
So did this audition and
Love
then
that.
a few months later, I found myself surrounded by 60 other women from all across the world, and we were there to create an orchestra.
Yeah.
And I gave that place, my whole dedication and my
Yeah.
whole heart for 2 years.
Yeah.
And recently just left them for the next step. But Firdaus was monumental, not just for me, but for the country.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Definitely, yeah.
Dubai Expo 2020 also was incredible. You were
Oh
able
my
to
God,
play
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Give me the feelings when you were playing orchestra, like the orchestra's playing, all women lineup orchestra, playing. For Dubai Expo, which was a
Yeah.
big deal, happening in our region as Expo.
Definitely.
What are the feelings that went through your,
Yeah.
you at this point?
Pride as a woman. I mean, obviously women are in orchestras in general,
Facts.
but to have an all-women's orchestra in the region
Yeah.
and to have a lot of Arab women in
Yeah.
that orchestra
Yeah.
in the region, it was just like, okay, this is a part of something bigger than any of us,
Facts.
a part of this big picture that we fit into, and we're creating something new and inspiring a lot of other women, and I've had so many girls come up to me or some of my other female colleagues
That's the point.
about, oh my God, you play an instrument? Can you tell me how to start? Do you know anybody who teaches violin or whatever? So that's the reason. That's the cool part about it. And that's the feeling of pride. I just felt so proud the entire 9 months of Expo.
I love that.
Yeah.
You said the next step. Obviously, okay. To speak about that, I've seen a video you singing in front of 40,000 people. Was it in Mexico?
10, a little less than 40.
10, inshallah, 40.
10,000.
But yeah, I saw that video.
Yeah.
And tell me exactly, what did Saudi do? Was there a guest of honor? Tell me in what way we were involved, because mashallah, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, that was beautiful to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so we've done this same concert with Saudi before. We did it in Paris last year, October. And it's basically, the way that it's working is under the Music Commission and the Saudi National Orchestra,
Nice.
which is a new entity that's popping up in Saudi, which is so cool,
Allah,
so
Allah,
amazing.
Allah, beautiful to hear.
The Saudi National Orchestra and Choir will travel to the other country, host country, conjoin with their orchestra that's already there.
Oh, wow.
And then put on a combined concert.
That takes a lot of practice, or no? Or like it's just
Absolutely. It's a lot of preparation. It's so many people.
Yeah.
I mean, when we went to Mexico, it was the Saudi National Orchestra and Choir.
Yeah.
The Mexican Orchestra.
Bless them.
We had folkloric dancers from Saudi, from all regions of the country. So it was about 250 people that left Saudi and went to Mexico just for this concert. I was so fortunate, so blessed, and so privileged to be a soloist for this concert. And
you rock the show. Let me just tell you. You know when you know. Okay, so let me tell you exactly what happened. So I'm like just chilling, just really chilling, watching TV at this point, and then all of a sudden I get a message from a friend of mine, and she's like, "Yo, you need to know this women." I'm like, "What happened?" I clicked on it. It's you. I'm like, "Yeah, I know Reemaz." And I'm like, when you're friends. And by the way, I've posted about you before on my Instagram, for example. I've spoken about you. But when your friends start sending you things like that,
oh my gosh,
you know that, okay.
So your friend does it, thank you.
Yeah. That was like, okay, but this is beautiful. Do you remember, obviously, your part, the one you posted this part on Instagram?
Yes.
It was so cool. And the Mexican crowd engaged a lot with it.
Absolutely. So something that's really cool that's happening in Saudi right now, and just kind of with me and just the music community at large, is this idea of adding our own Arab touch to something.
Yes.
So I, during my set, I sang Bésame Mucho for the Mexican crowd, and they loved it, and it was top 10
Great
moments
choice.
of my life. But we tried a little bit to add a little bit of an Arabic flair to it, and I think we succeeded. And then the Saudi orchestra themselves took a very famous Mexican lullaby called Cielito Lindo, and then put Saudi drums on top of it. And that kind of moment where two cultures kind of crisscrossed and melded together through music is one of the most beautiful experiences I can ever convey to you. Honestly, I had tears running down my face because it was just, wow. I mean, this is humanity, So,
oof, wow, I was going to say that.
Yeah.
How important is the work? Just put it in context for people that don't know how incredible the work that's going on in Saudi Arabia right now. Like as a Saudi, I'm from Jeddah, born in Medina, but of course in Jeddah, and I'm like, the work that's been done. Put it in a context. How do you feel after all the things we've been through? And of course, we have this vision, 2030 vision coming, and we have all these things. I don't even like to use the word opening up. I like to, this has been our voice. It's been our sound.
Exactly.
It's been our moment.
Exactly.
And it's nice that the world is getting, acknowledged with that.
I mean, by the grace of God first, and then by the grace of our leaders.
Facts.
I don't think that we were opening up. I think we were just now realizing our potential. That's what it is.
That's it.
I think that there is a huge untapped potential in Saudi that we're kind of only now realizing and taking it and doing such beautiful things with it.
Thanks.
So, I mean, for someone like myself, it is incredible. It is such an amazing feeling to be in my own country, possibly really for the first time in my life. And be able to do my music in the way that I want to do it on my own terms, which is crazy, So it's amazing.
It feels good, right? It feels like
very good.
You're part of history. That's all I can say. Like when you say you're part of history, I remember being on this radio station a few years back when they announced, for example, women can drive. That was like and we celebrated that here. And now, obviously, with music, with art, with movies, like the amount of movies that we're doing, the production that's happening, our sound is really, reaching.
Yeah.
And for you, as Reemaz, a Saudi artist, to rock on a crowd, a Mexican crowd, 10,000 plus people, and to sing like that, and to have that bridging cultures moment as a Saudi, I think is so important. Because look, the media doesn't really do justice a lot to Saudi Arabia, and and this is something I've been very vocal about. They've been always telling our story, and it's our time to tell our our story by us.
Absolutely. I think what's also just important, really fast to note, is that it's not only that we are now telling our story, but we are finally realizing as a group of people that we are the masters of our own story, and we tell our story for each other rather than for the outside world. And I mean, I'm seeing it in this context personally with the music stuff, where we just did this gigantic concert in Mexico with 10,000 people in attendance, and we did music from Yombor, from Najran, from Jazan, from Najd, from Shirgi. You know what I mean? Like, we went across all of the regions and represented our culture that's been there for generations, and we just kind of let it sit. And now I think we're fluffing it back up and grabbing it for ourselves.
Man,
so
I'm telling you, like, an ambassador. This woman should be an ambassador. Like, well, God bless you. We're gonna be right back, you guys. I'm taking a small break. Are you a fan of Burna Boy?
I do like Burna Boy.
Burna Boy on the low right here on Pulse 95 Radio. We're gonna be right back with Reemaz Oqbi. Keep it locked right here on 95 FM.
Catch a vibe with Big Hass, only on Pulse 95. Pulse.
It's Pulse 95 Radio. Big Hass right here with a special guest. Reemaz Oqbi is actually our 11th episode, and you can watch all the other episodes on YouTube, on streaming platforms. Just search for Catch a Vibe with Big Hass, Pulse 95 Radio. You'll be able to find. I think I'm so proud of this moment because it shows the diversity that we have, coming out from our region. I'm definitely highlighting, our Arab artists, whether they sing in English, they sing in Arabic, they are instrumentalists, they're musicians. I think it's really important. With me right now is Saudi Soprano Opera, obviously singer Reemaz. Reemaz, thank you so much for joining us again. It really is an honor. Before we hear a little bit of you kind of, doing what you do, I'd like to ask you about what has been the main challenge in your life so far as Reemaz Oqbi.
Yeah. Definitely finding my place in the industry as a woman, for sure. As an Arab woman, as an Arab Muslim woman, finding my place kind of internationally, but also within our Arab world, and kind of overcoming where my identity fits in with the predominantly Arab identity. I think personally, internally, identity-wise, that's been kind of my biggest hurdle. But we move. We
No, I hear you. Can I follow up on that a little
definitely.
bit? In what way people who are listening can help out? And I'll say, for example, as men, and I'm talking to men right now. Let's make this a safe space for women. It's our job as men to make this a safe space for women to express themselves. This is how I see it from my end.
Yeah.
Because I've been in the music industry and I know sometimes how it works. You need to make it a safe space, a welcome space, for women to be able to express themselves. For you, when you said that, what if we can go deeper into what you said? What would it be if we can pinpoint, those things? Because I connect with what you said, big time.
Yeah.
But what can we do as a society
Yeah.
to kind of tackle that?
Definitely, I think.
Deep question, but
No, it's great. I think definitely as a society, I think we can come more to the a happy medium, or like a median point between East and West, between what is perceived to be traditional versus not traditional.
Okay.
Between what is perceived to be proper for women or not proper for women.
Yes.
I think that we can find a midpoint that satisfies both sides, that satisfies our endeavors to preserve our history and our culture and our traditions, but then also on the other face of it, to move forward and not to have women and young girls be so hindered.
Yes.
And I think that finally now we've reached a point in GCC society in general where young girls can have those dreams.
Facts.
And don't have to stifle themselves or forget about something that they want to do just because it's not proper or there's no place for it anymore.
100%.
So, I mean, I think it's a matter of opportunity.
Yeah.
I think if you're asking what can we do to tackle it, opportunity. Give the opportunity to everybody.
I love that you said that. I think right now, seriously, the power has not shifted, but there is a lot of support towards what you said.
Exactly.
I see it.
Yeah.
And I think what's incredible about, for example, me and you right now, we've seen how it was hurdled. I've seen it, and how it's being empowered now in a way, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that you're able to see kind of both eras, I think that makes you a lethal, asset to our, obviously a music community. Okay, I'm gonna put you to test right now.
All right.
Look, me telling this soprano, you gonna put me to what? To test. I'd love to hear you. Obviously, do this live, and I think for a lot of people, they still don't get it. Like seriously, they still don't understand that it's a lot of, it's a lot of talent, and like ability to actually do it is so hard. So you kind of showcasing that, live would be great. I don't want to put you on the spot, but
No, absolutely, no, it's fine.
what do you want to do for us right now?
So let me just explain very briefly.
Sure.
Classical singing and opera singing are not mutually exclusive.
Nice.
You do not need to have this giant operatic voice that's like, you don't need to have that to be able to sing classically. And that's kind of one of the things that
that's a big misconception.
I hope that going forward in the UAE and Saudi and other places, we kind of drop that misconception, because you don't need all of the frilly glitz and glamour of it to be a classical singer. So what I can show you now is going to be super simple. It is, the simplicity of classical music is what I hope to convey.
And you keep saying that. You keep saying the word simple.
Simplicity,
But I don't know if it's simple for anyone. Like, anyway, if I start doing that, people will run away from the station.
It's simple in terms of it is just your voice. It does not need to be impressive. It's just pretty. Is what it is.
Wow.
It is just beautiful to listen to. And that's kind of the misconception. Because I do both. I do sing the crazy high notes and the vibrato and the whatever. I do that.
Yeah.
But then the other aspect of it is just kind of bringing it back to what it is.
Which is closer to your heart? I know it's a difficult question.
It's difficult because with the glitz and glamour that comes with being kind of like an opera singer with that giant voice that fills up a room that I'm striving to be now.
Yeah.
That comes with a lot of accolades and a lot of, whatever.
Correct.
But I grew up singing in choirs. I grew up singing in churches.
So both of them you love.
Both of them I love.
Amazing.
So both sides. So
okay.
Let's hope.
yeah. Dimming down the music. I'm taking a back seat right here. Reemaz Oqbi, ladies and gentlemen. Pulse 95 Radio, making us all proud. She's Saudi, by the way. Incredible human being. Take it away.
And this is Italian.
Woo. Okay.
Se l'ora spira tutta vezzosa, la fresca rosa ride testa. La sia più ombrosa di vesmeraldi, d'estive caldi, di mornona.
What? Oh my God, that was live.
Like
Okay. I gotta tell you something. So, with wow, this is what I love music. So when you were able for like 20, 30 seconds, I didn't feel I'm here. You see what I'm saying, Reemaz? Like when you take me somewhere. For me, it's the same thing with stand-up comedy, with a movie.
Nice,
when you're able to transfer me out of a place where I'm at. I'm in Sharjah. I'm on Pulse 95 Radio.
Yeah.
You took me. I don't know where I went. I swear to God, I saw some basketball players. I saw some hip hop artists, and I'm like, what? What does that sound? I swear to God.
Thank you so much.
No, I think this is what music is.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you surprise yourself sometimes? Like when you you haven't shocked yourself?
No, I've definitely been surprised at myself sometimes with just because here's the thing. I mean, especially when I'm on a stage, which is why I think I've been such a stage performer up until this point. I haven't recorded anything on my own. I haven't branched out there. I love singing on a stage because I don't know what I do on the stage because I get on and everything kind of goes away. And when I get off the stage, I don't remember.
You're so into the moment.
No, I literally don't remember. I get off the stage. I have no idea how well I did, if I made any mistakes, if I did something wrong. I have no clue. I have to watch it later and be like, okay, that's what happened. Because something
Wow.
kind of in my head just kind of blacks
Switches.
out. Yeah, it switches. And it's only, I hear my pianist or I hear the orchestra behind me.
But
or I
that's
hear whatever.
I hear focus. Like I hear focus. I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah.
basketball players talk about it. Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, talked about that.
Rest in peace, yeah.
You know, there's a lot of. I hear you.
Yeah. So to answer your question, yes, sometimes I do listen and I'm like, ooh, that's the sour note, gross. Or sometimes I listen and I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
that sounds good, great.
Oh man.
So
It's been an honor to have you. Seriously, I wish I could have like 3 hours with this incredible artist. So two quick questions here.
Yes.
How does the family see all this? You know, all this accomplishments that you've been doing, all this talent.
Definitely.
Obviously, they had a big role to play with it, with the whole coincidence
Yes,
thing.
yes,
but
of
right
course.
now, when they look at you, you're really in it. You're in the middle of the storm. You know, she's actually leading the way, you guys, when it comes to this, you know, category. What are their thoughts?
I mean, I'm so blessed and lucky
Alhamdulillah.
and fortunate, alhamdulillah. It is such a privilege to have such a supportive family.
Alhamdulillah.
The
God bless
feedback and the support that I've gotten from, you know, extended family, my parents, my mom, especially my siblings. Thankfully, I've now gotten to a point where whenever I do big shows, I always manage to drag a family member with me.
Nice.
I just performed in Al Ula
Yeah?
a few months ago, and I brought my whole family. It was great. So, in that sense, like this, they push me to do what I do, and I do it for them.
Amazing.
So,
I love
yeah,
that.
Thank God.
What's your طموح? I don't know why this
طموح.
came out like ambition.
Yes.
As
Ooh.
Reemaz.
My ambition as Reemaz is not to be super famous, and is not to have the most Instagram followers, and is not to have a hit single. My ambition is to have little girls that were like me, that are in the Arab world, that can pick up an instrument or start singing and not be afraid of doing that, and have the opportunity to do that. So my طموح, my ambition later on,
Brain emoji.
hopefully, I hope to kind of spearhead an initiative or something like that, where these opportunities can be accessible. And the key word here is accessible, because we can be privileged financially and fiscally as people and have these opportunities be present to
Facts.
us, because it is expensive to do music. We're not
Yes.
going to lie about that.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, unfortunately, we don't have that kind of accessibility yet in the Middle East
Yeah.
for low-income folks. And that's kind of where I see myself.
Wow.
I would love to apply that for future generations, because my life turned out so great because I have this. And I want everybody to have it too. That's what it is.
It's insane.
Yeah.
You know, I have respect for her before the show. And this is one of the things I love to do about Catch It Live, and why what I do is because you inspire me like that. Like you really
You
rejuvenate.
inspire me.
No, seriously, Reemaz. Like I'm inspired after this conversation. I feel like I can tackle the world. It's one of those things. It's been an honor to have you.
Such an honor.
Anything that you would like to say at the end? And I think to close it all off, what can we expect from Reemaz for the next? Obviously, you know, we're in July. What can we expect from now till the end of the year, for example?
Now until the end of the year, I am turning
Original
my
music.
sights. Hopefully, I'm turning my sights onto the great city of Riyadh. So that's where I'll be
Okay.
for the time being.
Okay.
I've accepted a position with the Saudi National Orchestra, which I'm so stoked about. I'm so psyched.
Wow, this is amazing.
So
Yeah.
that's where I'll be.
Big round of applause for the Saudi Orchestra right here.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that. And that will take obviously time and a lot of
Yeah, yeah,
dedication, and
Yeah.
you're going to make a lot of impact. There's
hope
an
so.
old Bedouin saying that says, إن الإنسان الذي لا أثر له لا حياة له.
Absolutely.
A human being with no impact has no life. And I think
Absolutely.
you're able really to embody that
hope so.
method.
Yeah, I hope so.
Where can people follow you? Like on Instagram?
So definitely follow me on Instagram at Reemaz Sings. I'm on TikTok, Reemaz Oqbi, one word.
Nice.
I'm on Snapchat. If people still use that, do people
Yeah,
still use
yeah,
Snapchat?
yeah.
I think so.
It's a Saudi or UAE
Yes.
thing, I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So I'm on all the main social media platforms. But yeah, please hit me a follow, send me a DM. I'd love to chat.
If we are here at Pulse 95 Radio can make any wish of you come true right now, like we
Yeah.
have this ability, it's a click of a button. Bam.
Oh my gosh.
What would it be? Meeting somebody, singing with somebody, having a feature with somebody, whatever it is, on the spot right now. It could change, obviously, but on the spot.
It could change, but on the spot right now.
Yeah.
There's this one specific stage in Al Ula called Maraya stage.
Maraya, I love Maraya.
Maraya. You know what I'm talking about. If you could click a button right now and transport me there, standing next to Andrea Bocelli and singing The Prayer, specifically that song, that's my answer in the moment. That's my answer in the moment.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's put that in the universe.
I hope so. I'm manifesting it.
I'm manifesting this. Ya Rab.
Ya Rab.
Andrea Bocelli featuring Reemaz Oqbi.
At Al Ula Maraya. Anywhere, whatever.
And me introducing them.
yes, exactly.
Oh, man, this is a beautiful dream. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much. I can't
you
finish the
so
show.
much.
We're out of time, but you know, what can we do? Catch a Vibe, Pulse 95 Radio. Reemaz Oqbi is our 11th episode. Anything you'd like to say at the end? Any shout outs? Anything?
My gosh. Shout out my mom, my sister, all the people that have supported me until I got. Shout out you, dude. Mostly, honestly, shout out to you. Thank you so much.
Khadamkum, wallah.
Thank you so much.
You're amazing. And I want to shout out your family. Seriously, where's my camera? I don't know, somewhere here. I don't know where it is. But seriously, shout out to your family, Reemaz. Like, to the family of Reemaz. Thank you for empowering and pushing and supporting. Because as a Saudi, I've seen my share of dreams being shattered.
Yes.
I've seen that, unfortunately. But it's part of our growth. It's part of our story. It's part of to see both.
Exactly.
Both ends, the sad, you know, and stuff like that.
And if just a final word, a final remark, if I can put that out there to whoever's listening, always take it head on and do what you want to do. And don't let things stop you like this, because there is a place for you in this community and in this world, and it's beautiful. So
drop in hip hop, we call this drop the mic moment. Bam, but I'm not dropping no mics. These are expensive. But yeah, love to you, sis. Thank you so much.
Bless you.
Keep it locked. We're gonna see you guys tomorrow with a new episode right here with a new guest. Catch a Vibe with me, Big Hass, saying Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Reemaz.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam. Can you give me an Oprah salam?
Not really.
Peace and love, you guys.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.